Zion Williamson's inability to consistently play has been a hot topic recently, and it's come with lots of criticism from NBA fans, NBA analysts, and even his own teammates.
Look like me and Shaq had a baby. They gonna do, man. I look like I quit. I gotta get. Hey, come on, man. What it look like, Chuck? Me and you had a baby. God dang, this dude, he eat good in New Orleans.
It seems like the problem is that Zion has just been insanely unlucky in his basketball career. In high school, Zion played 82% of his games, which is 100 out of 122, as he blew up on Instagram, continued to dominate every high school team that had only white players, and was headed to Duke ranked number 2 in the country. This may sound crazy, but you can make the case that in his only year at Duke, it was the best version of Zion that we've ever seen. But in a primetime game versus North Carolina, we got a sneak peek at what we were going to see a lot more for the next 3 to 4 years of Zion's basketball career. In the first minutes of the game, Thanos blew out of his shoe and missed the next 5 games. The injury went mega viral and even caused Nike's stock price to plummet as the basketball's next LeBron James hit a speed bump in his star-studded career. Zion eventually returned from his knee injury and played the last 3 games of the season as Duke won the ACC championship and made it to the Sweet 16 in March Madness, where they ultimately lost. It should have been Taco. Zion, for whatever reason, made a difficult decision and declared for the NBA draft and decided not to return to Duke. Zion was drafted first overall in 2019 to a New Orleans team that had just lost their franchise player in Anthony Davis, and they quickly rebuilt an exciting young team with Slenderman and Injury Man, as they hoped to contend for years to come. To no surprise, Zion's NBA debut was delayed 44 games due to another injury. But in his first game in what may still be seen as the best moment in his career, Zion on national television went 4 for 4 from 3 and had the crowd going crazy as he dropped 22 on the game in what was an unforgettable moment.
They want Zion to get it. Here he is. And Pirtle blocked it. Zion gets it back and finishes. Here he is again. Got it again! And out. Gets it back. Zion for 4 for 4! Welcome to the NBA!
From his first season until now, Zion has shown zero ability to consistently play in games. In his 4-year career, he's only played 114 out of 308 possible games and has never played more than 35 consecutive games throughout his whole career. To put that into perspective, Mikal Bridges, who was in the draft just before his in 2018, has played 392 straight games, which is 11 times longer than Zion's longest streak in his career. It's gotten so out of control that people have even started comparing Zion to the great Ben Simmons. And some brain-dead idiot who lives for attention says that they should even trade Zion. And that is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life.
Because I would trade him. I would actually trade Zion.
It's the facts. It's the facts. It's the facts.
Okay.
But what if I told you we've seen this before with a player currently playing who's in the MVP conversation? Joel Embiid is now regarded as the best big man in the NBA, but it wasn't always so sweet. During his college career at Kansas, Embiid showed great consistency by playing 28 out of a possible 35 games, and the potential he showed was one of a future all-time Hall of Fame center with guard-like skills. Embiid was selected 3rd overall in the 2014 draft by the 76ers. Joel didn't even play in his first 2 years and struggled with consistency throughout his first 4 years, just as Zion has. NBA fans and analysts at the time said that the 76ers made the wrong pick and that Joel was never going to be able to consistently play and reach his full potential. In his first 4 seasons in the league, Embiid only played 94 out of a possible 328 games while averaging 22 points and 10 rebounds. Zion, however, has played 114 out of 308 games, which is 20 more games played than Joel, and averages nearly 26 points and 7 rebounds on his career. In his first 4 seasons, Embiid played well as he displayed a skill set that would only get better as he was getting healthier. And without a doubt, Zion has exceeded Embiid's level of play through his first 4 seasons, despite his inconsistency health-wise. He was even an all-star starter this year. These two aren't the only 2 guys to struggle out of the gates in their NBA career. Blake Griffin missed all of his first season and still ended up maximizing his potential and becoming a multiple-time All-Star. And there's also Ben Simmons, who also missed his whole first season in the NBA. Ben Simmons became Magic Johnson for about 20 minutes, and now his feelings are hurt, so he might be announcing his retirement soon.
The seam drops it off. Simmons dishes.
And you can't forget the man who is greater all-time than Steph Curry.
I would take Bill Walton in playoff games in a heartbeat over what I have not seen from Steph Curry.
Bill Walton, who only played in 34% of his games in his first 8 NBA seasons, still went on to win 2 championships, a Finals MVP, a regular season MVP, and was on the list of the 75 greatest players in NBA history. Zion's career so far obviously hasn't gone the way that he may have wanted, but he's still impressed those around the NBA and probably has a better mixtape than most players in the league right now. History has proven that players who miss games early in their career or even complete seasons due to injury can still dominate and have highly successful careers and leave a long-lasting legacy in the NBA. The only question is if Zion is committed to putting in the work to do whatever it takes to become an all-time great, or will he decide to drown in a buffet in the streets of New Orleans? Nah, I'm just playing. Zion has proven that he could be a mini Shaq and easily average 27 and 8 on his career. We just gotta wait for him to get healthy, Luka to demand a trade to New Orleans, and we'll have Kobe and Shaq 2.0.